Hello, Virgo. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Virgo is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Virgo, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. 9 of Pentacles. Very nice. This is gain, right? This is something expanding, something growing, something becoming more profitable on the physical, financial, mental, emotional, and spiritual creative planes. This is you walking the successful path. This is you living a successful life. Okay? This is you, living the life that you intended to live. This is progress. This is income, first of all. This is revenue coming in. This is money coming in. Okay? That's a blessing. Let's put this into a little bit of context, okay? And let's see where this is coming from. Let's see what you're doing with it. Let's see where it's going. Got a 4 of Swords, blessings. Bliss, right? Stress reduction. Whatever this financial gain is, this could be also a restoration of health. Whatever this path is for you, I feel like it's allowing you to breathe a little easier. Okay, let's say this is money coming in. Well, that money is going to reduce your stress. It's going to allow you to not be so worried about money. Okay, so I feel like your money woes are being lifted. We have a Knight of Cups. Ooh, and a Chariot card. 2 strong Cancer energies for you. I would maybe watch the Cancer reading if I were you. Here we have the Hierophant and a 4 of Pentacles. There is a stability that's forming in your life, which seems to me saying that, like, your path recently has been turbulent. Okay? You've been on a road that's been having a lot of potholes, a lot of construction, a lot of detours, a lot of speed bumps, a lot of roadblocks, really like gravel roads, you know what I'm saying? Like really a difficult go. Things are stabilizing now. Things are coming in, things are going to be flowing in such a way where you can breathe now. You can finally catch your breath. The stressful stuff is over. This is you trying to hold everything together. Just trying not to let the wheels fall off of something, And now I think things are slowing down, stabilizing, and you're in a really good place. Really good place, yeah. We have the High Priestess, the 9, come on, 9 of Cups too? Yeah. We have a Prince of Swords and the Empress, come on. What do I always say about the Empress? I say that she is a combination of the earth and the water, the pentacles and the cups together. You're living, this is the life you're living. And it's a life of financial or physical success or gain or progress, right? But you're also living the life that feels good. You're living the life you desire. And it just happens to be the life that's also bringing you the security and the safety and the progress that you need. So to me, this is you living the Empress life. Absolutely. This is friggin' amazing. We don't see readings like this. There's no going back to the previous chaos, right? This is a hedge against entropy. This is you doing your very best to just not let things crumble, to not let things just completely fall apart and disintegrate. Now there's solidity. Now there's real earthly power. Now there's real safety and security in your life. I feel like you're building the nest egg, or you have the financial, your financial situation is secure, or it's your health situation is secure. Something is stabilizing, and it's given you great peace of mind. Great peace of mind, and allowing you to physically and mentally and emotionally relax. Okay, this is great. Let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We're going to set it right here with our little Tibetan prayer wheel right there. Oops, right there on top, if it doesn't roll away. And we're not going to look at that card until the very end. It will tie everything together, and it will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If at any moment during this message you feel like you might know what that card is, put your prediction in the comments below. Now, as we look around the room, we see 1, 2, 3, 4 major arcana cards. Very good ones, too, I might add. We don't see any fire. Okay, no fire. We got water and water. We got air and air. We got earth and earth. Why is there no fire? Well, because all of the conflict, high energy, rapid, chaotic sort of impulse energy is no longer needed. I feel like the chaos, the turbulence is done. And now you're just sailing from inertia, momentum, right? There's no need for conflict. There's no need for pushing or fighting or any kind of friction now. Now's the time for calming that stuff down. That's why we have the 4 of Swords and Pentacles. It's a time for stability. It's a time for rest. It's a time for consolidation and, basically like letting things settle down. Absolute blessing here. I'm very happy that we don't have any fire for you, because I feel like we probably had a lot of fire in the last few readings. So anyway, let's start with the 9 of Pentacles. Again, this is financial gain. This is an increase of something, an increase of what you want anyway, right? This is independence. This is comfort. This is achievement. You're reaching a point of self-sufficiency. This is kind of, you've reached the escape velocity. Okay, and so now we don't have to burn those thrusters anymore. Now things are just coasting. And now we can relax. Now you can take off the seatbelt. It's kind of like the captain has turned off the fasten seatbelt sign. Now you're free to move about the cabin. You're free to get your drinks. The food cart's coming down pretty soon. So it's like it's a relief from that very turbulent and very kind of chaotic, very fiery, very hot phase or season of life that you've been in. So now there's this independence, this self-sufficiency. It could be financial independence. It could be independence in other ways. Okay, you're traveling on the right road, and now it's just kind of like things are getting into a good flow and a good routine. Yeah, a good routine is happening here. And you're letting yourself enjoy the path, enjoy what you've earned. And I think that your relaxed energy now is even attracting more, right? Celebrate your autonomy, and whatever that means for you. If this is financial independence or literally kind of getting out of a situation that was very turbulent, I feel like you were on a very rocky road. Not the ice cream either, but a very bumpy journey, yeah? And now we're kind of on a smooth road. There's smoother sailing here. This is you enjoying the life that you're cultivating. It's okay to be proud of this, because I feel like things are expanding, things are coming in. There's a sense of safety, security. Maybe this is financial independence. Maybe this is the moment where your money starts working for you rather than you working for your money. This is maybe the moment where all of the efforts that you've put into something, now you get to sit back and it gets to take care of you a little bit. Okay? You put all the effort into growing the orchard, and now you get to just eat the fruit that the orchard is providing for you. Or the garden, maybe, let's say, right? So this is really a harvest. Absolutely. Because all of the effort that you put into it now is being returned to you. Okay? And you're being told to just luxuriate, you know? You're living lavish a little bit here. And it's appropriate. It's appropriate for you to enjoy the life that you've created, that you've cultivated. Okay? And it takes maintenance. We're still going to keep this thing going. Again, it's a 9. It's a verb. It's a function. This is you living a successful life. This is kind of a generation card, like the 9s are. Generating wealth, generating happiness. Right? So I feel that for a lot of you, this is now, you're learning how your life can work for you. And how good that feels and how much of a relief it feels. Financial independence. Or that escape velocity. Okay? Where we're just, we don't have to put in all that force and fire like we were before. Now's a chance for rest. The opportunity now to take a breath at least. And that's what the 4 of Swords is. It's rest, recovery, it's quiet. It's a reset. It's a mind now that can just relax and unwind. We can breathe easier. We're stepping back from conflict. There are no problems to solve. It's kind of like that when you take off your glasses and you just finally get to rub your eyes. You finally get to loosen your tie, loosen your belt, take your shoes off and just be like, oh, that was a hard day at work. Okay? And there's no problems to solve right now. There's nothing to prove. You can sleep like a baby. We can have a little bit of silence, a little bit of stillness. It's like somebody turned all the noise down or turned it off for a moment. Yeah. So make sure that you indulge in this. So take a break right now from screens, from noise, from anything that feels chaotic or anything that agitates you. Take a break. Not everything needs to be figured out right now. I feel like you just got through a really rough patch. Yeah. And this healing happens in the pause, right? Not the effort. It's kind of, we get stronger not lifting the weights, but by resting afterwards. And this is that afterwards now. After the battle, you just get to unwind, and I think it's a mental stress that is being lifted. Okay, your mind is clearing. This is a card of meditation. This is the card of protecting your mental stability, protecting your inner peace. This is the magical circle of protection. So, no stress this week, okay? Calm, gentle energy and peace. Peace and quiet. Relaxing things. Down here you have your Knight of Cups. This is romance, maybe. This is intuition. This is like, listen to what your heart wants. Okay? What do you want in your life? Are you living the life that you desire? Are you living the life that you want? What are your expectations right now of life? Because I feel like you're cultivating that. And that's why, of course, we got the 9 of Cups here, because you're living that life that's fulfilling. This is the life you want. You're living the life you want. This is the life you're actually living, and this is the life you want. And you're getting the union of the earth and the water here with the Empress. So you're living a life that is abundant in both, resources, but also abundant in love. Okay? Your desires are guiding you. You're following what is meaningful, not the drama. Okay, we're not getting entangled in the bovine excrement. You got to say what you feel. You got to honor those deep connections. And you have to be honest about how you feel in your life. Okay? Your imagination is very strong right now. Your relationships are unfolding at a natural pace. You feel like you're on the path with heart. You feel like you are on a quest for the Holy Grail. And I feel like this is kind of like that inner certainty that you're on the yellow brick road, that you're on the path to your Empress life. And so there's really like no need for stress. There's no need for aggressive like push energy. Okay? I think you feel drawn toward something or someone, and you're letting that energy unfold. Okay? You're choosing sincerity. Your feelings are moving, right? Your heart wants to experience this path that you're on, and you're letting that heart guide you. You're also feeling like you've got something very valuable to offer the world. You're presenting your true and authentic self out there to the universe, and I think you're feeling the love coming back, and it feels good. So you got both of these Cancer cards here, especially this Chariot. The Chariot is fortification. The Chariot is like we're driving our armored vehicle, through the dark, scary forest. And so, to me, the Chariot is like you are so dedicated to something that you are willing to take the hits to protect something. So you're holding on to that Holy Grail right there in the middle, and you're protecting it. It's your precious cargo. You have a determination. There was momentum. You picked a direction, you committed to it, and you protected that. And so you're probably, now wherever you are in life, you probably find that you have a lot of dents on your armor. A lot of scratches, a lot of chips and cracks, and a lot of mud caked on your armor, and just it's really been through it. And you can tell that that's someone who's been through a battle by the state of their armor, right? You're not walking in with just perfectly shiny armor. It means you've never been in a battle, right? So this is that kind of fortification. This was visible effort. This was confidence. This was action. And this was a dedication. It's like a loyalty that you had and still have on your road, on that path toward your best life. So I feel like this last season of time for you was a very bumpy road. Okay, very bumpy road. And I think that you've made a lot of progress, and you're still on the road. You're still living that life, right? 9 and a 9. But you're moving into a season now where it's just kind of like you can turn the autopilot on, and you can like take a nap, you can kick your shoes off. You're free to move about the cabin, and enjoy the food service. So it doesn't require your intense problem solving or your intense, battlefield mode kind of energy. Yeah. I feel like it was a lot of consistent effort, and now there's the payoff. Okay, and it's really, really awesome. And I like the Hierophant up here too, because this is wisdom. And so I feel like the battle, this last season of your life that was so challenging, I feel like you came out of that not only tired and ready for a nap, ready for a bowl of ice cream and a bubble bath, but also a lot wiser. I mean, I think now it's like you've been through it. They say those who can't do teach. You ever heard that? I think that's nonsense. I think only those that have done can teach. Okay? So at least, teach well, I guess. A good teacher is one that's been through it themselves. You wouldn't take You wouldn't take driving advice from someone that's never been behind the wheel, would you? You wouldn't take flying lessons from somebody that doesn't even, know what an airplane is. No, you would take instruction from somebody that's been through it, somebody that's had the experience. And you've had that experience in life, and so this should make you feel good too. And it doesn't mean that you have to teach, but it does mean that like you feel like you've earned the right to live the life you're living and to enjoy the life that you've built and to feel good and to feel proud and to honor your path. You are the Hierophant now, This is also a card of you now that this intense period of just like you're driving the armored car, and now that difficult period is kind of, it's phasing out, you can refocus your life on some of those other practices, spiritual practice, even with the Four of Swords, meditation, prayer, journaling, reading, those other things that you want to spend time doing that we couldn't do here, because I think here your only concern was like, I can't let things fall apart, right? You're just kind of holding everything together. But now that things are running pretty smoothly, now you can focus on those other things that really matter to you. Okay? And it may be a good time for you to consider teaching what you have lived, because your experience is valuable. Okay? Anyway, I like the Hierophant card. And I think also the Hierophant is kind of a standard of quality to me. So this is kind of like you're living a life now that you feel like is kind of like meeting your expectations. It's meeting your standards a little bit. And it's like this, we kind of know, we know what we want in life, and we're feeling like the quality of our life is rising closer to our ideal, okay? This is the QA inspector of life, kind of judging life to see if it's of a good enough quality, high enough quality. Well, because that's what we were talking about with the Knight of Cups a little bit. Are you living the life that you desire, and what are your expectations? Well, I think you have very high standards. Okay, and you're trying to meet those standards, and you're trying to increase your expectations of life, and standards and expectations are different, of course, but you're trying to get as close as you can to your ideal, perfect life by always trying to improve the quality of that life. Now we've got a Four of Pentacles here. This is stability, safety, security, stability. When you feel safe in life, we can sort of unwind mentally a little bit more. And we can relax a little bit more. And we can take our shoes off a little bit, I don't understand. In our house, we take our shoes off when we get home, And I think, why you got your shoes on? Are you expecting to have to run outside real quick or something? Like stay a while. Take your shoes off, And it's just, I don't know. I've always done that. I've always taken my shoes off in my home. And I feel like when we feel safe in our environment, when we feel like things are stable, I'm not expecting to have to run outside in the next 5 seconds. Then, I'll take my coat off. I'll take my shoes off. I'll let my hair down, because we're going to stay a while. I'm not expecting another fight. Oh, okay, I can relax. I can sit, So this is that kind of security that allows you then to relax. Because you can't sleep well at night if you feel like at any moment, something crazy is going to happen. No, I put my bathrobe on now. I'm not expecting to go anywhere. I'm not expecting visitors. I'm not expecting a crisis. I'm not expecting any crazy thing to happen. I just want normal, my standard, my version of normal, of course. And I feel like this is that moment, and it may not last forever, but it's important that when you feel this, that you can just kind of ease into it. That you can allow yourself to feel this kind of safety. I feel like this is also very solid resources for you. So there is some kind of financial aspect to this that I don't know if you've done something really great financially, or you got out of debt, or like you've got that escape velocity. Now your money's working for you instead of you working for it. Something like that. Maybe this is you as a financial advisor now, or feeling like you could be one after what you've been through, This is that feeling like you've got enough resources where you can take your shoes off in your own house and just relax. You know what I mean? That we're not bracing for a crisis at every moment. And we can just say, okay, you know what? And the journey's not over. You're not a gazillionaire or whatever, but you got enough where you can kind of relax a little bit. And that, I think, feels really, really good. Now, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. Readings are totally free. Let me know which card on the path of the dove seems to resonate with you the most. Yeah. Now, before we talk about the path of the serpent, I want to do an oracle of manifestation for you. And you have the cross of faith. Balance effort with trust and intention with surrender. Okay? I make my dreams real. This is your dream being real. That's literally the Empress energy. It's your dream life, your best life, your good life, Big Rock Candy Mountain, the Emerald City, Paradise, Garden of Eden, the Oasis. Okay? That is the life that you want to live, and it is the real life. It's both earth and water. So it's the physical life that you're literally living, but it's also the life that you've dreamed of. So you make your dreams real. You're balancing effort with trust and intention with surrender. You're balancing the intense activity with periods of rest and recuperation and ease and relaxing into this flow. I want you to type that in the comments. I make my dreams real, because you're building Big Rock Candy Mountain every step of the way. All right? Every step of the way. And your intuition has guided you there. You're a very spiritual person. I think you have a strong connection with, your intuition or your higher self, with God, Goddess, deity, with the universe, with the cosmic consciousness. You have a way of knowing things, don't you? I think that you have a very strong signal, okay? Low noise. Especially now with that Four of Swords, I feel like you can hear the voice of Spirit loud and clear. This is spiritual insight, okay? Reducing the noise. Four of Swords, more meditation, less doom scrolling, right? More listening to your own inner voice and less asking other people what they think. More silence, less chaos, less overstimulation. Okay? Being able to trust that initial emotional reaction, trusting in the signal. This is a widening of the psychic aperture, a waxing of the moon and opening of the third eye. Okay. Trust in your spiritual vision. Trust your intuition. Trust the synchronicities. Trust your dreams. Trust your premonitions. Trust repeating symbols, words, phrases, and even repeating color patterns. Okay? Rest more. Your intuition is becoming much more sharp and much more clear, especially as we're relaxing into our life right now. Trust what you feel, okay? Now, who's the G name? I don't know if that's for God or something like this, or goddess, but there's a G name in your life. It's grandma or something, but I'm getting like a G sound, a G sound for you. Yeah, it's strange. That just popped into my head with that G sound. I don't know who that is. But anyway, the general energy as that high priestess. The high priestess, as you know, if you've listened to me speak at any point in any video ever, you'll know that the High Priestess is card number 2. Card number 3 is the Empress. You know that the High Priestess is always leading you to your Empress life. Always without fail. Okay? You have to be able to hear that voice so that you know, like, where she's trying to take you. And she led you through the battlefield, and now she's led you here to this really wonderful cruise, coasting momentum kind of thing. And she's going to lead you to whatever's happening next. Okay? And you've got to be able to trust in your visions. I feel like you've been having a lot of, like, not dreams, but like kind of like waking dreams, or like daydreams even, or like visions. Write those down. They're important. Okay? They may not mean anything in the moment, but write them down because you'll see a pattern. Okay? And something happened like last week, like 5 days ago, that is very significant. I don't know if you found something or you saw something on the ground. I'm seeing a sidewalk next to a shop, like a building, like a storefront. And I feel like you saw something on the ground or you found something a few days ago outside, and that has some connection for you or some sort of synchronicity. Yeah, it was like 5 days ago or something. Okay. Anyway, 9 of Cups, happiness, fulfillment, and emotional abundance. This is you living the life that you desire. This is life feeling good. And I'll let you in on a little secret. This is how life is supposed to feel. This is the path when the path is working. This happiness is earned. It's not accidental. It's not luck. This is you relaxing into your environment, relaxing into your life, relaxing into your relationships. This is a time for you to fully receive pleasure without, like, without your shoes on, without bracing and, like, ready to, like, run out the door at any moment. Take your shoes off. Take your jacket off. Relax a while. Stay. Kick your feet up into this feeling. Because this is the life that you've desired, and it's actually aligning for you. It's not hypothetical. You're making your dream real. Let it in. It's not hypothetical. It's not just a wish. It's not a fantasy. The life you've desired is actually aligning. Okay? Acknowledge what feels good in your life right now. You're entering this new chapter or this new season of life that is gentle and sweet and nourishing, and where you feel like you have enough. So invite this in. Sometimes we have, the happiness or pleasure requires permission, because you have to believe that you're allowed to have a life that feels good. That's what this card is. As you live in that life that feels good. Anyway, Prince of Swords. This is in the position of what you don't want. Authority. Mental leadership, having to lead with logic, having to make those important decisions, having to be clear, to make the difficult decisions, to set the standard. You don't want to be responsible and decisive right now. You did that already. You already were in the chariot, driving the chariot, and now you don't want to. Sometimes we're in such a controlled, intentional, very concentrated, very tense, kind of like you're driving the car, and it's very like you're hyper aware, you're vigilant, making the right moves. This is now a season of life where you're just like, can somebody else drive the car? Do I have to make all the decisions now? And I feel like that's why this card is in the position of, like, the fear, the worry, the concern, the thing that gives you anxiety now is like, I don't want to drive. I don't want to have to to be the leader right now. I don't want to have to organize everything. I don't want to have to be the one that makes the call. You know, I don't want to have to be professional. I don't want to have to be, I don't want to have to be behind the wheel anymore. You know, and so I feel like this is kind of, we're taking a break from being the one that's got to organize everything or decide everything or just be so mentally on point that we're just stressed. We want to be able to just like relax our mind and just let our energy flow. We got to get out of the mental energy. We want to get into the more psychic energy or the more spiritual energy or emotional energy, rather than being kind of like hyper logical. We want to be more intuitive. You want to shift into the right brain more than the left brain. So I get it. We don't want to get into the drama. I don't want to be responsible for anything. I just kind of want to I want to look at art, listen to music, and eat good food. I want to relax. I want to think and dream, and I want to feel, and I don't want to have to I don't want to have to be, it's kind of like you don't want to be in the driver's seat. You don't want to be the one driving because you have to pay attention. You got to be focused. You got to be vigilant. You got to be observant. You got to make good decisions. You want to be in the passenger seat where you can listen to music. You can eat snacks. You can close your eyes if you want to. You know what I mean? So that makes sense that this card is here. And I think this is the critical card, honestly. This is the whole name of the game. But anyway, we also have our Empress. This is Big Rock Candy Mountain. This is you now receiving the fruit of all your labor. This is you feeling good in the neighborhood. All the efforts, all the cultivation, all the blood, sweat, and tears that you poured into your life, now you're getting some of that back. You're receiving some of that back in. It's time for you to nourish yourself. You've been in the driver's seat for a long time. Now it's time for you to just kind of put it on autopilot or let somebody else drive or just I'm not going to do it. I don't want to be the one making all the decisions. You don't want to be the designated driver. You know what I'm saying? So this is you now receiving, letting yourself indulge and engage. And it's sensual. It's relaxing. It's not emperor energy braced and serious. It's just flowing. There's no right angles. It's all curves, It's softness now. We're able to kind of just relax. We're just melting into the couch, kind of. And this is restoring your spirit. And I think this is absolutely necessary for you. This is food. This is art. This is comfort. Say yes to what feels warm. Take the bubble bath. Pamper yourself. Receive the abundance and enjoy the fruits of your labor. There will be more labor. Let's look at the mystery card. There'll probably be some fire, huh? Probably an emperor. I imagine it'll be the emperor. If you have a prediction, please put it in the comments. Let's see what we have. Well, it's a 7 of Wands, so it is more fight. But to me, it also feels like you're defending your boundaries right now. You're protecting your energy. You're saying, no. Do not disturb. Shop's closed. Come back later. Don't call me. I'll call you. This is you protecting your peace. This is you in the bubble bath and you're saying, don't come in here. Nope. The door is closed and locked and I don't want any of the nonsense. Don't come at me with any conflicts. Lower your voice when you're talking to me. And I think that you need to protect that because this is your time to rest and relax and recuperate and rejuvenate. So this is kind of, don't talk to me unless you're bringing me a drink or something or taking my food order, right? Nothing's going to get you up off the couch right now. And this, to me, that feels like you've got to stand up for yourself, and you've got to make those boundaries and set those limits and say, I'm not moving right now. This is what I'm doing. Because I feel like these are all the people that are coming at you and saying, hey, I need something from you. Hey, can you sign this? Can you make this decision? Can you do this or this or this or this? I need this, I need this, I need that. And you're saying, no. Do not disturb. Shop is closed. Come back tomorrow. Don't call me. I'll call you. Okay? So defending our energy right now. I like this. I think this is a very good card. Now, we're going to do an extended reading as well. If you want to stick around, there's a link in the corner. There's a link down below. New readings for Virgo. Mondays and Thursdays. Be sure to watch both readings. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you are the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.